We're going thrifting, we're going thrifting. And you guys get to come along with me. So let's roll the footage. Today seems like a good day for a vlog. I'm over in the west side of town, which I don't really come over here that often, but I'm sitting at Starbucks on the beach in Biloxi. I'm having a peppermint frappuccino because the peppermint flavors just came out for the holiday season, so I just wanted to get my hands on one of these bad boys. So I'm over here for a doctor's appointment, and I thought, let's go ahead and film a vlog because I'm going to hit some of the thrift stores in this area that I haven't been to in a little bit, and I'm going to take you guys with me. Hope that sounds like fun. And I'm going to drink my drink, head to the doctor, and then I'll be back with you in just a little bit to do some thrifting.
This is MDB Think Radio. Mississippi is our mission.
All right, y'all, let's go do some thrifting. We're here at America's Thrift Store in Biloxi, Mississippi, off of the beach, right across from Edgewater Mall. This is the newest America's Thrift Store in our area, opened about a year ago. Yellow tags were 30% off and gray were 50% off. Now we're going to come over and grab a buggy and hit the store. Today, I'm primarily looking for women's clothing to resell, and my favorite 4 sections in the women's department are denim, dresses, jackets, and shoes. Those are the categories that bring me the highest return on my investment. So I'm always going to hit those 4, and then if I have time, I'm going to hit other sections. Let me know, do you have a favorite section of the thrift store? Do you go in a certain order, or do you switch it up from time to time? I was headed to the shoes, but I saw the handbags and decided to stop. This is a section I admittedly do not go in enough. I found some great items at the thrift store and flipped them for an awesome profit, but I just don't gravitate towards handbags. I did find an authentic Dooney & Bourke, but the leather was really worn and it was really dirty. For $20, it just wouldn't work for me. So I went on to the shoe section to start thumbing through the shoes. So not just the shoe section, but any section I go through in the thrift store, I'm looking at the materials and fabric first, the style, and then if it's something that I think is good or interesting, I'll pull it out, check the brand, check some comps, and then decide based on the price if it's worth picking up for resale. This is the hanging boot section. When I'm coming through here, I'm feeling the boots to find leather, and then I would check the brands. Didn't find anything worth picking up, but I did see these Western boots, so I did check them. Boots, especially in the Western category, can be great because even if they're worn, people will pay up for them if they're specific brands, so definitely don't skip those in the thrift store. I was seriously trying to manifest some Rothy's this day. I've never found Rothy's at the thrift store, surprisingly, so they're still on my BOLO list. But I did find these Chacos, which I like selling Chacos. They usually sell pretty fast and for a decent price. But these were marked at $6.99 and they were filthy, y'all. And I'm trying not to pick up as many shoes that I'm going to have to do some serious cleaning on. Then I spotted these boots that looked pretty worn, but they were really soft leather. They had leather bottoms, so I knew they were quality. The brand had worn off in the interior, but I did look them up because there was an L15 on the hardware. Ends up they were made by a brand called Kaborka, which is a total BOLO, y'all. If those had been in better condition, I 100% would have picked them up. They can sell for over $100, sometimes $200 or $300, even in resale. I love learning new brands. It just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how long you've been reselling. We're all still learning. There's new designers that come out all the time, new brands that come out, and it's always an adventure to go to the thrift store. It's like a big treasure hunt. I'm here in the denim section, which is one of my faves. I know some of my friends do not like the denim section, which is totally fine. I'll go hit the denim section. I usually am looking for brands that are going to sell for me for over $40, and you may see me passing on some brands that you like to pick up. For instance, I just passed on some Miss Me jeans. Now, they were priced at $14.99, but even if they hadn't been marked up, I still wouldn't have grabbed them. They're just not a brand I'm interested in selling. I'm usually picking up items that I like, and that's just how I choose to run my business. A lot of people will pick up anything that'll flip, and that's great too. But I just know myself, it won't get listed unless I'm excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and flip these jeans around because they're facing the wrong way. I try to be super courteous when I'm in the thrift store. If I see something hanging off a hanger or flipped backwards, then I'm going to flip it around just because I like to be a nice shopper. And here is a wide shot of the America's Thrift Store. As you can see, the clothing section takes up the majority of the store with hard goods on the far end. And I do head over to the hard goods in a little bit, but we're just going to finish off the denim real quick. So these Pendleton jeans caught my eye. I didn't even realize that Pendleton made denim, so I looked them up. Apparently, the ones that seem to do well are the ones that have sort of Southwestern print on them, and these were just plain, so I did go ahead and leave those. And then I did find some Anthropologie jeans. These were high-waisted, boot cut, with a raw hem, and they were by Pilcrow and the Letterpress. I still like to sell Pilcrow. They do have a following of people that like to wear their jeans. So headed over to the coats and jackets next, I ran across this beautiful vintage piece. It had these pretty little lucite buttons, and it was by a brand called Livingston Brothers. I really love this textured pattern that was all over it. Almost looked like safety pins, and I strongly considered it, but I have a bunch of vintage coats I still need to sell, so I passed. And then I got a little bit of a giggle when I saw all three of these teddy jackets together. Somebody was obviously into that craze. They had them in 3 different colors, donated now at the thrift store, so I thought that was pretty funny. I continued through the jacket and blazer section, and spoiler alert, you're going to have to stay till the end to see the haul because I did find some awesome blazers in designer brands that I can't wait to share with you. So definitely stick around for that. It'll be immediately after this thrift with me. And then afterwards, I headed over to dresses. I did not film the dresses because the racks are super high, but then went over to hard goods. If you're new here, I'm really into mid-century and mid-century modern, which is about 1945 to 1965. I have a lot of knowledge and experience in that category, mainly because I'm a collector myself too. I like to check these end caps sometimes to try and find some goodies. They had Jesus and an owl. A+ for effort in decorating there from the thrift store employees. Then I like to head down this aisle. There is kitchen appliances, pots and pans, and vintage glassware. So this was a marigold colored enamel pot. I thought about it for fondue, but it had no lid. Then I spotted this was Revereware. I like to pick this up at estate sales, but it can be priced pretty high. I have it at my own home, and that's why I grabbed that. Then I found some vintage glassware, not Pyrex, but this is an Anchor Hocking piece. And then this other one here is a glass bake piece. Both of them were not in the style that I collect, but it's good to look up comps on vintage bakeware because things can sell for a good amount, even if they are not Pyrex. So definitely check them out. Oops, gotta wait for one of the workers to pass by and bring her rack right there into the back. And then I'm headed over to the other side of that shelf. Just a little peek in the back of their store there. This has more servingware, big serving platters, glass dishes. I, again, am looking for mid-century pieces, so I'm just checking out some of the china they have, flipping them over to see if they are any brands or makers that I know and know will flip for a good profit. But so far, not seeing anything this day, and total bummer, no Pyrex, which would have been great to find, but didn't find any. Here's another mid-century piece, but it was just a creamer, no sugar with it, so that stayed at the thrift store. And then just making my way down, I did spot these decorative plates, check them out, but nothing too interesting, so I left them. I did see this novelty ashtray with a dog painted on the front. I thought it was pretty cool. Flipped it over. Didn't see a maker on it, so I decided to go ahead and leave it at the thrift store. But I headed on down the way and saw this amber colored dish that I wanted to check out, but they had it priced too high for resale. And then saw this really cool mid-century chip bowl. It would have been part of a chip and dip set that would have had a metal piece on the top and a matching dip bowl, but it was just badly worn. A lot of times I'll use those for punch bowls, but I did go ahead and leave it this day. Then I spotted this Polaroid camera. I actually have a collection of Polaroids and they can do pretty good on eBay. This one was marked as is. I'm not sure if they tested in the back, but I did sort of look at it and did consider getting it and ended up leaving it. So then I head over to the China aisle and the glasses, and I'm kind of just looking around to see if I see anything that sparks an interest, and I found this sugar bowl from when Queen Elizabeth was crowned. It is vintage, but it was only the sugar bowl, and it did have her picture on the back, but I did go ahead and leave it. If it had been a sugar and creamer set, I probably would have picked it up, but it was $5.99. Check out this bag of goodies I got at the thrift store. It's a big one. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Victoria. I'm a thrifter, I'm a collector, and I'm a reseller. And I went thrifting today, which you already know because you just watched the footage. But I'm going to show you what I picked up to resell on the various platforms I sell on. I sell on Poshmark, eBay, Etsy, and Mercari. And let's get into it. One of the most exciting pieces I found, I know it's just a cream blazer, right? Doesn't look very exciting, but it is Valentino, and the Miss V line tells me that it is vintage. So the Miss V line came out in about the late 80s, early 90s, but I can tell by the tag with the all caps Valentino that it actually is from about the Y2K era, because the 90s and late 80s pieces, Valentino was in lowercase. So, but this piece looks like it could be a modern piece. Actually, it's 100% virgin wool and Angora, which we love Angora. Beautifully well-made Valentino piece, and y'all, I paid a whopping $3.09 for this blazer. Love it. I'm just popping my pieces on hangers so they're easier for me to show to you. These next jeans look fun. They look retro with the acid washing. We love some good acid washing in the 80s. And the brand is Pistola. This does have some distressing. It does have a raw hem down here. Very trendy with a button fly. And there's even some distressing on the pockets with the leather patch. I really like selling this brand, so I was excited to find it. And they were charging $5.49 for these jeans. So if you've been here for a bit, you know I'm a big fan of ModCloth. By the way, if you ever find ModCloth at the thrift store and you're not sure about the style name or if it's worth picking up, message me on Instagram. I help people all the time. I don't mind. My good friends text me when they're in the thrift store. Hopefully I see it in time before you leave. Don't come at me if I miss it, because I am a busy mom, but I'm happy to help. I love selling ModCloth because I love wearing ModCloth, and much like Anthropologie, ModCloth has a bunch of sub-brands. When I saw this dress in the thrift store, I knew it was a ModCloth piece. It has these pretty fans all over it. I've actually sold this dress before. The brand is called Fervor. Has a cute little Peter Pan collar. Just a pretty little vintage inspired dress. Maybe one day I'll do a ModCloth sub-brands video. I've done one a long time ago, probably at least maybe 2 years ago. So I need to do an updated one because some ModCloth brands can bring a lot. Next up is this pretty purple piece. It has this textured quality to it and the out-turned seams. We like that. It's got a nice little bubble sleeve, which is also trendy, and it's a cropped length. Love the color. It is by Free People, and they wanted $4.99 for it. Good deal. My average cost of goods in my area, which is the Mississippi Gulf Coast, between New Orleans and the Florida Panhandle, is about $5 an item. So you'll see that the prices will vary. Sometimes I pay up if I think it's worth it. but it always averages out to around $5. I'm definitely a style girl. If you go through my eBay store, my Poshmark closet, you'll see I have a definite style. This piece I picked up on Style. So it is a distressed sweater. It's distressed here, it's distressed on the hem, it's distressed at the collar, but still very cool. This is a boutique brand called Vintage Havana. They do like, their shoes are like dupes of Golden Goose. A lot of younger girls wear Vintage Havana. They know the brand, and so I thought it was a good pickup, especially the thrift store probably thought that somebody had shredded this sweater and not that it was on purpose, because they only priced it at $1.99. So thought that was worth it. It's a cute sweater and we're in sweater season. I like to pick up this brand, but I haven't found it in a little bit. It is Sundance, and this is a pretty striped sweater. I know it's wool. Let's see what else it is. So it's actually lamb's wool and merino wool with a little bit of nylon. But I love the striping. The colors are really cool. I'm a sucker for olive, even though I don't wear it. But it looks great with this pink and the blues. Sundance is a catalog brand, but they definitely have a following. So no brainer. And my thrift store only had this at $3.99. By the way, I'm sure you saw at the beginning of the video, but I bought all this at the America's Thrift Store in Biloxi, Mississippi, right off the beach. I do like that store. It's the newest America's Thrift Store we have. And if you've bought from America's Thrift Supply, that's one of the thrift stores that the stuff comes from. All right, next up we have another pair of jeans. These are some skinny black wash jeans, and they are Spanx. I love selling Spanx jeans. They usually sell really fast and generally $40 to $50. So that's a good price point, especially because I paid $5.49 for these, and I found a second pair that are blue jeans. So again, Spanx is super stretchy. They're more like a jegging really, but some of them are pull-on styles. These two do have the zip with the button fly, so they're more like a traditional jean. But yeah, we love some Spanx. About 2 jackets down from the Valentino jacket, I found this pretty tweed jacket. Look at that tweed. It is so pretty, and it has the fringe on all the way down the front and at the bottom, pockets. The brand is Escada, and they wanted $6.09 in beautiful condition. Definitely a cute style, definitely 50 or above on that blazer. As soon as I saw this print, I knew what it was. It's full of ice cream cones, and it's a mint color. And I own it. So big surprise, I'm sure to y'all, that it's ModCloth. Just a cute little A-line dress. I love mine. Love that it has pockets. Super comfy because it has this elastic panel in the back. So makes it comfy to wear. And no chance I was leaving that at the thrift store. I might have to pop up a picture of this piece, but it is a light pink jumpsuit. It does have an attached tie belt on both sides. The brand is ASOS, and I did pay up. This was marked at $10.99. That's because it is new with tags. The thing is, and I don't mind putting a little work into pieces that I think are worth it, it does have some makeup staining right here on the front. I think that's probably from whoever tried this on, unless somebody was naughty and wore this to an event planning to return it and didn't take the tags off. But we're gonna say it was a try on. I'll pop up a picture of what the jumpsuit looks like so you can see it in all its glory. But I don't pick up all ASOS, but some ASOS sells really well for me, and so I will, at my discretion, pick up pieces I think are worth it. I do love to pick up dresses. My ROI on dresses is great. If you don't know what ROI is, it's return on investment. So I got this pretty little dress, very much like in the style of batik, where they bleed the dyes, but the entire top of it is elastic, front and back. It has this really cool tasseled tie belt that comes with it, and it's about a midi length. It is by the brand, see if you can see it, Maeve. Thought it was a cute style. I don't pick up all Maeve, but if I like it, I'll grab it. Now, I know a lot about this dress. This dress is also Maeve. This is actually a newer Maeve than the last piece I showed you. The reason why I know a little bit more is I have sold this dress before. I also probably know where the person who donated got this. They had a bunch of them at Marshall's like 2 years ago, and I grabbed one because it's Anthropologie, and it sold. I made a nice profit on it, but it was very oversaturated at the time. I did go ahead and grab it again because it is a cute dress. It's very pretty, and I had a lot of interest on it back then, so I'm hoping it'll be the same now. We'll see. Hopefully now the market is not oversaturated with all those Marshall's pieces from a couple years ago. All right, another pair of jeans. These are nice crispy white jeans with the raw hem. They are a high-rise boot cut. They are also an Anthropologie brand. They're Pilcrow and the letterpress. This is a newer Pilcrow label because it says by Anthropologie, and they only had it marked at $3.49, and the yellow tags were 20% off, so I didn't even pay that. And I think that's my last pant I have. Okay, they rolled out some new racks. At this thrift store, they encourage you to go through the racks, less work for them. This is a super fuzzy cardigan. Oh my gosh, it's so soft, y'all. I wish it was my size. And it is by Free People. They had this marked at only $2.69. Oh my gosh, somebody's gonna love this sweater. If they already own it, they may be looking for another one because it is soft as a blanket. All right, and before I show you the last item from this haul, don't forget, if you're not subscribed, to get subscribed and hit that bell notification so you know when my next video is coming out. My next video should be a recap of the month of October. I may throw September in because I never did a September video. It depends, but should be fun. I'm gonna mix it up and do it a little bit different this time. The last piece is actually a men's piece, and it's a jersey. Crazy, right? Why is Victoria picking up men's piece, especially sportswear? But it is the New Orleans Saints. It is a Drew Brees jersey, who was our quarterback for many, many years. He's a treasure in New Orleans, and I actually got it for my husband, but he didn't like the fit of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell it. This is the Reebok jerseys. If you're a football fan like we are, you know brand new jerseys are $80 to $100. So to find this at the thrift store for $7.99 was a steal, and I wasn't gonna leave it. So like I've said before, I do pick up men's if I find it, if I'm walking around, if I'm in a women's section, if something catches my eye. I don't generally go to the men's section and hunt completely through there like I do women's, but I do like to pick up men's also. I did go to Hard Goods this day, but didn't find anything to resell. So I'm sure you saw that in the footage, but I do like to pick up Hard Goods too if they speak to me. So anyway, that's my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still here, you're amazing. I really, really appreciate the support to the channel. Helps me feed my little babies, and I'm always grateful to you. So see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.